Speaking of which, hi everybody. I'm so sorry you had to listen to me talk about the giant blue horse in Denver.
I think this is information everyone needs.
Yeah, honestly, if you're going to take information out of this, Lucifer's a good one. You know.
He's one of the greats.
He's really creepy, but you know, that's fine. That's fine. I wish I had glowing red eyes, so maybe it's jealousy. Yeah, exactly. People not knowing about Lucifer is why the game industry is actually struggling with jobs.
That is true.
You can quote me on that. Did you have that ready, Stacey? Okay. Astounding. Anyway, hi guys. I'm Babette. If you are not familiar with me, you unfortunately now are. I am the founder of Entry Level, and I am joined by the absolutely wonderful Emily Zhang from Gearbox.
Hello. Woo. Who was just educated about Lucifer.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we're actually really talking about important things today. So if you're just tuning in, scroll up for a surprise.
Or not.
Jump scare. Exactly. We're the blue horses in the industry. I love that. That's such a good way to explain it. Yeah. And I'm joined by Stacey, our wonderful moderator who sets everything up because I don't know how technology works. Thank you, Stacey. She is in the chat and she will be helping out today. So please say hi. I'm sure you've said hi to Stacey before. If you're on Twitch, hello. You don't get the Lucifer image, but you can Google that at any time. Yeah. And how are you doing, Emily? How's it going?
I'm doing great. It's a wonderful Friday afternoon. I just learned about Lucifer, and the weekend is going on a great start.
Exactly. We're really gearing up for you guys. Oh, it's not Thanksgiving for you guys. No long weekend, eh?
You guys have Thanksgiving right now?
Yeah, we do it crazy early.
Oh, right.
We were like our holiday and took it.
Yeah, we have that like a month later.
So. Oh, okay. Well, normal weekend, but still a good weekend. You said it's nice and warm. So that's always fun.
It's not like scorching hot, so it's a pretty good weekend.
Hell yeah. And for the lovely folks tuning in, do you want to give everybody a little introduction? Who you are, what you do, all that jazz?
Absolutely. So, hello guys. My name is Emily. I am currently an associate system designer at Gearbox. If you don't know Gearbox, it's a studio famous for its franchise like Borderlands or Tiny Tina and other things that I can't think of right now. And I am working as a system designer who is basically, some companies would call it a technical designer. I still like calling a system designer because we're essentially in charge of most of the gameplay systems that you see in games, like interactive elements, big map, minimap, waypoints, anything that doesn't concern the mission designers or the level designers or the artists or the programmers. We are basically the person who, the team that tackles all of that. It's really fun because we have our hands in literally every pie of the game. We look at everything, we support everything. So yeah, we get to talk to a lot of different teams, communicate with like literally everyone on the team, and it's wonderful.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, I didn't know that you guys were like so spread out everywhere for it.
That's pretty cool. And our team is relatively small compared to other design teams. we will have one person in charge of this really big system. So if you play the game and you see like the big map system, like that, including the compass and the mini map and like the thing where you like click to set a waypoint and the whole navigation, that's all like 2 people.
Wow, no way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And for me, if you do play the game, not saying you have to, it's really fun though.
Play the game, it's out now.
It is really fun. And I am basically responsible for every single door in the game. So if you see a
That's
door,
crazy.
like a single door in there, that's me. And if it bugged out, that's not me.
Yeah, if something goes wrong, look
It's not
away.
me. Just post angry Twitter thing and we'll take care of it.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
That's crazy. We got Borderlands 4 door specialists. That slaps.
The Borderlands.
Was that sitting ready?
Yeah, no, it's like actual lingo. It was like the Borderlands.
Your Borderlands staff, that's sick.
Borderlands.
Hell
yes.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Borderlands for the
Everybody-
Borderlands.
Everyone buy Borderlands 4.
Borderlands.
It's out as of last month, so
It is. That is crazy.
you've got no excuse. Purchase the game and go through as many doors as possible. Yeah, sick. Okay, so like the system designer, you're saying it does like a lot of this like waypoint navigation, like system stuff.
Yeah, basically everything.
Yeah.
We have someone who so there's like mini games in the game. I don't know if you now that the game is out, I can just talk about it.
True.
So there's fishing in the game that's also handled by the systems team. Every interactive object that you see, like elements, like a lever that you pull, a button that you press, a door that opens, anything like the grapple, that's also a systems thing. And I would say pretty much everything.
That's crazy.
The systems team. Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Yeah, I don't know.
Think about it. I guess enemies, like characters, isn't really systems because like character is a whole different thing.
Sure.
And we separated out gameplay, like the player abilities for the Vault Hunters into a different team because that's just such a big thing.
I guess
that
so,
it needs
yeah.
its own dedicated team to take care of. But other than that, like anything the player can interact with, pick up, like the echo logs, the collectibles, all of the loots that you handle, like all the chests that you open, all of that is falls under the systems.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider it then like a coding heavy or art heavy? Like where would you place it, I guess?
I would call it more technical. It would be in a lot of other companies they would call this a technical designer in some way. But it is I would still call it systems because it is a system.
Systems. Yeah.
A lot of them we don't touch code. Like we don't write code. So that's why I wouldn't like call us as technical. Or programming heavy, but we do touch a lot of blueprints, like scripting oriented and stuff like that. So, yeah,
I guess that's a
fun stuff.
Wow, that's super cool.
Fun stuff all around.
Yeah, you guys, you really do get your hands in like every little thing, huh?
Yeah,
I can't imagine for a game like Borderlands where it's like so many things that you can do. Like how?
Yeah, a lot of moving parts for sure.
Yeah, and like you worked as a game designer previously as well for other stuff. Like how was that? Do you think it's like similar across the board, or is it like different everywhere you go?
It is really different, especially for a systems designer. Previously,
Yeah.
I worked on more on the level side of things. I was working on an Assassin's Creed like a title.
Sick.
And that is more level oriented, which is
Gotcha.
really fun because if you're a fan of Assassin's Creed, you would know that the play style that it
Yeah.
can incorporate is insane, and the way that the narrative ties into the environment and the level is, I think they like do it in a very textbook way. So I think that is entirely different in my mind than,
Like
doing
systems
systems
is
on Borderlands. Yeah.
gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Are you allowed to say which one you like better?
Oh, allowed? No, I can do. Yeah, Borderlands.
Yeah, yeah. Can I ask you? I was like sorry. I was like, can I ask you which one you'd like to do more?
No, you told me this. I was like, can I say that? Is this not allowed? No, I love Borderlands.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, I'm glad you had like so much fun on the project. It seems like oh,
Are you cutting out?
okay.
Am I cutting out?
I think no, it was totally me. It was totally me.
Okay,
It's good
cool.
old
You're back.
Canadian internet. Yippee! I love monopolies on my internet provider. I was wondering. I was just saying that it was good that you like really liked Borderlands so much because I was hearing from everyone that like everyone really loved what they did for the project. Like it seemed like everyone just like had so much fun with it, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, it's a fun environment to work in. I think after working in the studio, it makes a lot of sense that this is the kind of game that the studio nurtures, because
Yeah.
everyone is so goofy and silly and so creative, and the studio environment really allows everyone, like every personality, to have to inject their thought into the game and makes it really loving. It's a very yeah, it's a product of love, I would say, from everyone in the studio. I think that's what makes Borderlands, to me, that's what makes Borderlands really, really special, compared to other games where maybe there is a vision from the top down and everyone is kind of executing on that vision. I'm not saying that vision is not good, but sometimes when you're executing on someone else's vision, it's kind of harder to get into than having your own vision. So to me, that's what makes Borderlands really special.
Oh, nice, nice. I do agree. Like you can tell it's a labor of love. It's just so out there, I guess, compared to like a lot of modern shooters that it's like you can tell people had fun with it.
Yes, absolutely.
For sure. Did you like grow up with Borderlands, or was this a like you've just kind of been thrown into it in number 4?
I think I played 2 and 3. I didn't play 1 because I think that's a little before my time. I played 2 and 3 in, I think, high school and college, I believe.
Nice, nice.
And yeah, I absolutely loved it. For the gameplay, the humor, it's so wacky. It's so
Yeah.
different because I grew up used to playing COD, and it's so serious and it's so hardcore. And then I got thrown into Borderlands. I'm like, this is weird. This is funny, and I love it. So yeah, no, I've always loved Borderlands, but it's not something I like grew up with or anything like that.
Hell yeah. And were you a gamer when you were younger? Were you like into video games, all that jazz?
I think I was raised in a very traditional Asian family, so games was not really that big in the household until
Yeah.
I would say late middle school to high school.
Oh, gotcha.
And I really got into like COD, I got into Dota, and then later in college, I got into, playing Hollow Knight, Dark Souls, and all of that. So it's more of a gradual process.
Yeah.
But I always loved movies and TVs.
Okay.
And I've always known that I wanted to get into the entertainment industry. Like,
Yeah.
so I sort of in search of a direction for my life, I stumbled into games or discovered games, rediscovered games, I guess,
Yeah.
because I got a chance to play like wonderful titles, like The Last of Us, Edith Finch, and
Mm,
a lot of very narratively heavy, but also interactively creative games.
yeah.
That's what led me to believe that I think this is what I want to do, like as part of the entertainment industry, but also part of technology and also a way to tell stories or share experiences that the player or the audience is really, really going to engage in.
Mm, yeah, that's sick. That's such a cool, like, kind of like transition. I know a lot of people who go into games are like, oh, I played games since I was, 4 years old, 5 years old.
I work with those people and they're wonderful. They're so talented and
Yeah.
I wish I could be like that because they grew up playing games that now I don't really have a chance to play. They're on an entirely different
Mm,
system. They're like difficult to
true.
buy. I can't really play any of those games anymore. I can't really see like videos. It's really blurry on a small screen. Um, so I'm sort of like jealous that oh you get to play so many other like good games that I can't play now.
Mm.
And yeah, no, that's super valid and I love them. I love seeing those people in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show, right, that like you really can get into this industry from anywhere, essentially.
Absolutely. I used to work
Yeah.
with someone who had like a full on like med degree.
That's
Like the whole
crazy.
thing. Like yeah, like I think he was a doctor at some point and then he was like, fuck this, I'm going to games.
Good for him. Good for
Yeah, no,
him.
I have so much respect for him.
That's
But yeah, no,
crazy.
you can join the game industry from literally anywhere.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one of the great things about the industry. It's so like diverse and colorful. Like
It
it's not
really
always like
is.
a mold. It's not a mold.
And that is the best way to say it, eh? Like, I don't know. What was your background in for school
Oh,
comparatively?
that's fun. I have a degree in classics. So I have a degree I have a degree in classics. I have a specialization in the Latin language. So I
What?
yeah,
That's sick.
I translated most of the like the classical like Latin work and as part of my
Yo,
schoolwork and I did my senior essay on Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
that's so cool.
It's kind of nuts, but
What?
yeah, it that actually, well, if you think about it, it kind of makes sense because I graduated college and I immediately went to work for Assassin's Creed title because
Mm.
of the sort of the narrative credential I have on how I research
I mean,
narrative
yeah.
backgrounds and
That's kind of like
environments.
the dream person. Yeah.
No, I loved it. I loved it. But yeah,
That's great.
hell yeah.
That's like, yeah, Ubisoft's dream, right? They're like, we need somebody who's really knowledgeable about like
Absolutely.
ancient Latin
Absolutely.
literature.
Yes, yes, yes. So I had a
Wow.
blast. I had a blast on working on Assassin's Creed because I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is awesome. And then I discovered like systems because I'm also kind of technically able. I love
Uh-huh.
like making things in like program where I joined the
Yeah.
game dev club in UW, University of Washington, where I went to college,
Sick.
and they showed like how I could make stuff with engines. So I
Mhm.
was very very like mesmerized with that.
That's so cool. That's such a cool way to like go in. And like you
Mhm.
said you did a master's too, right?
Yes, my master's is like properly on game design, and that is
Wow.
like really big help for me in terms of setting my portfolio straight. And I
Mhm.
have mentors and professors who like actually tell me, you know, the ways of the industry, I guess. Because I really don't know anyone other than, you know, my old job and
Mm.
um, like if I were to switch tracks, going from like a narrative and level heavy
Yeah,
designer to a more technically heavy designer, um, and I sort of needed a nudge. So yeah, that the graph program really gave me a big help in that regard.
yeah. I was gonna ask like how if you like felt. I know right now like the degrees around game design are a little bit like polarizing, and I was going to ask like if you found it was like majorly rewarding to kind of do.
It was majorly rewarding after the fact, and it was
Mm.
majorly a pain in my ass during.
Classic, classic college degree.
So it was a very, very difficult degree, I have
Yeah.
to say, because it is very practical. So it's not
Okay.
theoretical. The professors will push you to make mods, make levels. Um, they don't quiz you or stuff on your theory. They just want to see your work. It
Okay.
is very tightly packed with
Mhm.
team projects as well as solo projects. So yeah, no, getting the degree itself is painful, but I think at the end of it, when you know when that offer like arrived, I'm like, yeah, that was worth it. But there are
Yeah.
the reason why a degree is so polarizing is because not everyone learns the same way.
It's
And
true.
in within the same cohort, even like people around or people who graduated before, has probably shared sentiment like, oh, this is probably wasn't for me. I didn't get what I wanted out of it. I didn't have as much creative freedom as I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really based on what you want. For me, the way I learn is I want constant feedback. I want feedback on
Yeah.
how the professor think my work is going, and I want a more structured way of learning. So that was
Mm-hmm.
almost the perfect way for me to learn and for me to build my portfolio, regardless of people agreeing with what the professor says or not. Getting feedback is just a way of learning and growing, especially as a designer,
Yeah.
because you get feedback every day. Like on Borderlands, like we still get I get like tons of tickets on player
Mm-hmm.
feedback, just out in the public. People asking for this, people saying this should be done like this, that should be done like that. Um,
Yeah.
it's the feedback is nonstop, and getting enough feedback eh, with like a safety net of your school
Mm-hmm.
really helps me understand the importance of each feedback. So
Guess
the
so.
feedback given by this type of player might be weighted differently by feedback like this, and sometimes the feedback given isn't exactly what's wrong with the stuff you made.
Yeah.
For example, if someone says, "Oh my God, I can't see anything in this level. Like I can't find my way in this level."
Right.
Um, and the player will be like, "Can't you just like show me like put a waypoint of where I'm supposed to go? Like why isn't there a waypoint?" So on the top of fundamentally it's saying like, "Oh, I can't find my way. I don't know where
Mm-hmm.
I'm going." And
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
solution that they provided is like, can I have a waypoint? But as a designer, you will take that feedback, be like, okay, I absolutely do not want a waypoint in my game
Sure.
because that's
Yeah.
cluttering the entire game. The
Right.
actual issue is the player is addressing is that maybe the environment is too how do you call it? Like too
much
dull.
going on, kind of thing.
Like
Yeah,
too dull. Yeah, like there is not enough design language that is being communicated. Maybe it needs a light at the entrance. Maybe it needs some sort of subtle nudge towards that direction. Like in Ghost of Tsushima, like if you look at the wind, you know where to go. So
yeah.
there is different ways of addressing that feedback, and having the safety net of my school and hearing different feedback from different professors is a good way for me to learn and to nurture that skill. So that's a very long about way of saying that grad school is for me.
No, that's awesome. It's really cool to see like you pick apart like these like example problems in a way that I think a lot of people don't look at it necessarily. So it is like it's super
and it's
cool and like
to go into the industry, and if you get an interview and stuff like that, they really want you to look at these questions that way.
for sure, right? Yeah, because they're looking for that ability. Like, can
absolutely.
you? You did mention that it helped build your portfolio. Can I ask, like, what do you put in a portfolio for like a systems designer or like a technical designer? Like, what does that look like?
It's kind of interesting because a lot of the examples out there are either for your level designer or a mission designer.
Yeah.
And for a designer's portfolio, if there's any designers out here, I'm so sorry, but your portfolio might not look as good as an environment artist's, but it will have to hold a lot of information. Because unlike an artist and like a programmer, artists have art stations. You can show your work by, if you're a modeler, you can show
just slapping it on there.
just show your work, like your progress. You can show your rough sketch. You can show your coloring. Like you can show your references, and people know very intuitively, like, oh, this is where they got their references. This is how they do their sketching. This is how they iterate. And for modeler, and that's crazy. They just go like, this is my reference. This is my high poly. This is my low poly. This is what materials sheet or whatever they call it, like the texture sheet. And then this is how I textured it, and this is what it looks like in Unreal. So it's like a very like straightforward workflow.
It's a very visual. Like here we have
it's super visual. For programmers, it's even better. It's like here's my Git commit, and this is how it goes.
Right.
And it's there you go. And for designers, things are a lot more complicated because not only you have to show your work, you also have to essentially let them peer into your mind. And by that I mean, for one solo project, you have to tell them how you got the idea, how you decide to implement on your idea, how you receive feedback and iterate on your idea. And for a systems or technical designer, you also have to show your steps of how you implemented it. If I have a system, for example, I have a mission tool that I made.
Yeah.
I made a mission tool and I said, I want this mission tool to tailor for a multi-objective mission that can track a lot of things at the same time. And you make that tool, you show your steps, you'll be like, this is why I want to make it. I want to make something that that works for Red Dead Redemption. This is my inspiration. And then this is how I deconstructed the Red Dead Redemption mission system, because I played through this mission. I thought it was interesting how they can do it sequentially or non-sequentially or whatnot. And then you have to tell them, like, oh, this is why I decide to go this route and not that route. And this is how I decide to implement it. You have to show every single step of developing your project. And not only that, you have to show them how you iterate on it. You'd be like, okay, I have a mission tool, and then I tried to make a mission out of it, and it sucked. So, so I'm telling you why it sucked, and now I'm making it better, and this is what I did to make it better. So that's what they want to see. And it's a very convoluted process. But the important part is that you document them, because I know I've done it myself. I just went from start to finish without documenting everything, because I just get into the flow and I just go. But it's important to remember to set milestones for yourself that you can document after. Take screenshots, take verbal notes, take mental notes, even make slideshows that you can screenshot and make sure you can tell people what you're thinking. Because for a designer, you need a lot more holistic view onto what you can do for the project. And your portfolio is essentially the first step gateway for a recruiter or a team member or a project lead to see what you're capable of.
Yeah.
And that's true for every track. That's true for art, for programmer, for designers. So you want to make sure that your portfolio is in the first 10 seconds of your portfolio. They are sure that you are who you say you are. So sometimes people apply to a systems design job with a level design portfolio.
Sure.
So that is not who you say you are. And second is sometimes people apply to a senior level job with a junior level portfolio, and that's also not what they're looking for. So you got to make sure in the first 10 seconds of viewing your portfolio, people know exactly what you're doing, how long you've been doing it, and how well you can do it.
Yeah.
So that's the TLDR of it.
No, that's great. And like, I'm sure people have heard me say this every single interview, but now you're hearing it again from both of us. Show your process, show your work. Every single job in this industry wants to see how you do things, not just creating the thing, especially with like the insurgence of AI and things. Like, you got to be able to show your 0 to 100 for sure.
Exactly.
For sure. Do you have any advice that you would give to like people who want to like pursue the like system designer kind of role?
First you have to love what you do. If you just want to be a system designer or be a designer for the sake of being a designer, I don't think that's very sustainable. The game industry is very hard. It is very hard to get into. It is very hard to stay in with all these layoffs. It's in the college we have these weed out classes. Is that an old term?
No, we got to do and like
okay. Yeah, so like the first 3 years in the industry is kind of like a big weed out class. It is very tough. It's going to be harder than you expect, and it is going to be more competitive than you expect. And if you don't love what you do, then this is going to be very, very hard. It might look like that it pay better than other industries, but it's not going to make you ludicrously rich. It's the money is not going to be what you want to do it for. So first of all, if you want to get into the industry, you want to make sure that this is absolutely what you want to do, because you might have to do it for the rest of your life, parentheses threat. And second of all, if you decided that this is what you want to do, just choose a track or a sort of a position that appeals to you, and absolutely commit to it. And I am only speaking for like AAA or AA industries. If you want to do indie, please be my guest. Be a generalist, don't be a specialist, because the indie industry is asking for a lot more skills on one person than the AAA and AA industry is. So if you want to get into AA and AAA, definitely specialize. as a designer you specialize in more things, the likelihood you're going to get noticed is higher.
Okay.
And it is possible that once you get into the company, they will ask you to generalize because they want to see if that is actually the right fit for you. They want you for your skills or your skill to learn, your skill to develop. But like, what if there is a better spot for you on the team?
Sure, yeah.
So yeah, it is entirely possible. But make sure you have one thing that you can show off. Like if you go into an interview, you have like 6 portfolio pieces, and you can immediately pick out one that you're proud of that you can speak of. That is like your skill, and that is more tangible advice that I can give for anyone who's starting out in the industry. And less tangible, sort of a suggestion, definitely network.
Yeah.
Networking is so much more important than a lot of people give out to be, and everyone is talking about it. One misconception about networking is that it won't guarantee you a job. I think about 5% of the networking efforts actually leads to a job, but it helps you maintain a presence in the industry.
Yes. Yeah.
It helps you know more people. It's great to know people who are in the industry who was working on the same thing. You can like complain about the same thing, like, oh my god, Unreal sucks.
Yeah. It's a
Like
community. It's a community.
Exactly. Yeah. It is a nice community. And as for how to get those networking, I would suggest first looking for local in-person groups. It is, for me, it's easier to connect with people who are in person. And secondly, it's definitely to look for online platforms like this one. Like you can talk to a lot of people, share your work, like attend events like this one, grow your presence online, share your work on LinkedIn, on Twitter, what is it called? X.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah. Everyone knows what we're talking about.
So yeah, and then after networking, I would highly, highly, highly recommend getting a mentor.
Yeah.
It is very, very important for someone who's already in the industry or has a lot of experience in the industry to basically show you the ropes. It's not a direct translation of, oh, I have this skill I want to learn, so I go and ask this person. It is more of, I don't know what I'm doing, where am I in life, in my career, I need someone to guide me. I had 2 to 3 mentors consistently before I got my job in the industry. I meet with them every month, and they have been like an insane amount of help to me in terms of understanding the industry, understanding the game, like the game of getting into the industry, how the game is being played. And that has been tremendous help. And that's also leading back to going to grad school, is that I've had a lot more resources talking to my professors who are industry veterans and who can actually tell me what this industry is about. And I'm no longer looking outside of a glass, just tapping the glass window like, hello, like
Yeah, you're in there now.
Exactly. So having someone to show you what you're looking at is very, very helpful.
Yeah, I totally agree. If anybody hasn't taken advantage of, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people here are familiar with the name Amir Satvat. If you haven't taken a look at his website, he's got a big old list of mentors. I think it's a little bit on touch and go. Some of the people might be, busy now. The industry is changing like crazy fast, but like reach out to those people if you can to like see for available mentorships because I couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people are very nice.
That's it too, right? Everyone's delightful in the industry. Like it's really go
so,
for it.
like it's so nice when I like step out of my industry and talk to my friends who work in the other industry where it's like so cutthroat. I'm like,
I know.
I'm so scared. I'm like, I have literally someone I do not know schedule a call with me just to answer my questions. Like
Literally, it's
it's so
amazing.
nice. And I saw that question in the chat about how to
Yeah.
get a mentor. I know Amir's is the best, and you can definitely look for that resource. And another scarier one is to definitely cold call people on LinkedIn if you see they have a position that you're like, this might sound awful, but I want that job. Like if you see
No,
someone who has
honestly.
the job you want,
Yeah.
go hit them up. Be like, yo, how did you get that job that I want? I'm sure they'll be happy to like tell you and show you the ropes.
Yeah.
And I guess IGDA is also a very, very good resource. They have various mentorship programs over the years. I think that they have a virtual exchange, which is international. Like I am currently mentoring someone from Hong Kong, which is also where I'm
Wow,
from.
sick.
And I know they have like a global mentorship program
Yeah.
that I am also part of, but I haven't gotten my assignment yet for my mentee for this year. But I know they do that every year or every half year. I don't remember. I just
Oh,
wait till
yeah,
they send me
frequently
an
though.
email and then things happen.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look for your local IGDA chapter. They will definitely do. I know they have active chapters in California, in Texas, obviously, in New York, and I'm not sure about Washington, but they do have very active chapters in like all over the country. Not sure about
Mhm.
outside. I know IGD is an international organization, so
Oh,
I've
nice.
heard that they have a lot of chapters outside of the States, but don't
Oh,
quote me on
sick.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
do. So yeah, because IGD, the I stands for international. So they definitely have
Yay.
a lot of chapters outside. And yeah, I think that's what I would recommend mostly. There's also this like very like low-key gathering called the Game Dev Drink Up. It's
Mhm.
it's a big Discord server, and they meet the first Thursday of every month on
Oh, nice.
respective like cities. I know like Denver, like Dallas, Seattle, San Francisco. I think there's one in Vancouver, and Montreal. Like they do that like every month. So that is also
Oh,
another
amazing.
good way to like hang out and meet like in person and talk to game devs and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. In person is a completely different vibe too. It's a little less.
Mhm.
I do understand like that for a lot of people it is like, scarier being like, one on one, a little more
Oh, it's
person to
terrifying.
person.
It is
I totally
terrifying.
get that. Everyone in the
The
industry is
alcohol helps
super
though.
nice. There you go. And if you don't drink, like enough is going on that like you really can just like talk about
Oh yeah,
video games.
you
Like
can
it's
talk
such a
about
good
it through
environment.
osmosis. Like I don't
Literally.
always try and get drink ups, but the people like just get hyped up and it's in the air, really.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. It's a really always a good environment, and like everyone's cool. It's a
Mhm.
really good industry. It's a very welcoming
Oh
one.
yeah.
So yeah,
Oh
if
yeah.
you can, definitely
Definitely.
meet people in person.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So we are a little bit over time, but that is okay.
It's okay.
Because I had some video issues. But if anyone has any last minute questions, please ask them now because I don't want to hold Emily hostage longer than she should be. It do be the weekend.
I do enjoy being here. It is a nice chat.
Yay!
And
Yay!
please ask questions. I think
Yeah.
I missed some questions at the top.
Yeah, we had one. Oh, yeah. Looks like we have a couple. The one was about grad school. Wondering if you thought like something like grad school would be worth it. The person had went to college for game design but hasn't really made any headway, and they were talking about graduating a few years before COVID, so they were considering grad school to kind of help fill out the portfolio more. If
Okay.
you recommend that.
If that's the way for you to learn, like if you want a more structured way, like I mentioned before, to get your portfolio pieces in there. Actually, I guess it really depends on what you want to do. Like, are you a designer? Are you an artist? Are you a programmer? Do you mind if to share more information about that? Because
Mm-hmm.
that really, I think that changes things. And also, grad school is money. It is quite expensive. So if financially it's not worth it, then it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I do want to say that just because I think it's worth it for me, it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
I do think grad school is really good for people who like needs an environment to learn, like a big group of people who study the same thing, who does the same project and work on all these things together, has a group project. I do think that grad school is good for one thing though, is the opportunity for team projects.
Yeah.
I am very, very shy on forming like team with random people. Like I've
Sure,
done
sure,
a couple
yeah.
game jams myself, and it's terrifying because
It really
they
is.
put me with people I don't know. I have no idea like my skill set is with like other people. It is absolutely horrifying. So that was not like that was not for me at all. And going to grad school, I met a lot of other people. I had time to gel with them and to know like their skill set, my skill set. I get a chance to learn, and then they pair me into a team, and to really work through the same project together. And that really helped me building my team portfolio because as a designer, I saw that you study level design. Hell yeah, level design gang. And I think it's really, really important for a designer to have a lot of team projects on your portfolio
Makes sense.
because that is one big, like, if I separate it into like sectors, teamwork is one of the biggest sector out there that people look for when you're applying for a designer job. Because just having good ideas or having good implementation is not enough anymore to work in a big company. They need to know that you can work with other people because like every day constantly I work with other people and the ability like the fact that they want to know that you can. So I going back to the grad school topic, if you need a structure to learn, if you need other people to learn, if you need help getting teamwork, like team projects together, I would consider grad school in a way if money is not an issue. But if money ever becomes an issue, it is sort of like a risky investment, especially like nowadays, because I know people back then who went to the same grad program that I did. Like basically getting into this grad school is like a surefire way to get a job in industry. Like the placement is like almost 100%, and then the investment is worth it. But now it's not even close to 50%. Like
Yeah.
it's very, very rough out there. So if you think this is a way for you to learn, a way for you to build your portfolio and like a shot at the industry, then I would say like look at your options. There's a lot of options out there, and you can definitely look for one that works for you.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it. Yeah. Truly, there's if it doesn't end up working for you, there's definitely a lot of like ways to go about it. It's a
And if
non-linear path.
you don't get a job right out of grad school, that's okay. You
Yeah.
now have all the means, you have all the connections, you have all your professors that you can ask for help. And there is definitely, it opens up a lot of gateways for you. But I do know a lot of people, like I don't want to say anything for certain because I know a lot of
Yeah.
people who are very dead set on like working in the industry. They're dead set on getting a job right after graduation, which sometimes they don't, and they get really upset about it.
Yeah.
So like being clear with yourself what you want is really important before you commit like your time and your money and your energy into a grad school.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, that's a great answer. We got another one here that says, I see a lot of recommendations to have an online presence, but what they recommend is kind of closer to a content creator than any actual help. When you're relying on an online presence, what kind of tips do you have?
I would ask what the online presence is going to lead to, because an online presence is definitely not going to lead you into a job in the industry. An online presence helps you share your work. It helps you share your skill out there. But if you want to be a content creator that makes reels or shorts or videos, I would say it is one of the hardest way to get a job in the industry, because I'm not sure if your video is reaching the right people to get you a job.
Yeah.
But if you want to have an online presence because you enjoy being a content creator, then that's an entirely different question. If you enjoy being a content creator, I would say definitely go for it because it's fun. I love watching contents on video. I love watching people making devlogs or talking about working on games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I would say those are different routes. So if you want to, if you have follow-up questions or you can clarify what you mean, I would definitely say that content creation and getting a job in the industry are pretty different things. But I'm pretty sure I didn't answer your question though. I'm not.
No, it makes sense
sure.
though. It makes sense.
Because for me, my old soul, I think my online presence is limited to LinkedIn and just sharing like milestones of my project, sharing if I have a side project, hey, this is what I did. But that's limited to that, and it's definitely not content creation.
Yeah, even personally on a smaller scale, a much, much smaller indie scale, I find there's a business online presence, your LinkedIn, for me it's ArtStation, stuff like that.
Well,
and then you have
marketing.
a separate one.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, and that will be tied into marketing for your brand instead of on a content creation path for your portfolio.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like an either or situation.
Yes. Yeah. Totally agree. Nice. And it seems like you did answer the question. So there you go. So
yeah, well, content creator is a job if you can make money out of it.
For sure. Yeah.
But it is not a way to get a job in industry. I would say.
Yeah. It's a different job altogether.
It's a different job. Yeah, it's entirely different job.
All right. We got maybe 2 more questions, so I'm going to whiz through these. But one is, I also came in loving games later in my life, but I also love movies and TV shows. How do you think your love of TV shows and movies influences your approach to system design?
Oh man, that's a really good question because the more you work in games, the more you realize that the games and movies have a lot in common, but the differences are very different. And I would say it really helped me brainstorm. The simple answer is that it helped me brainstorm a lot of gameplay ideas and gameplay elements. Because I would, everywhere I go, any project I work on, I would try to craft a gameplay experience as if it is a movie experience. So every corner you go, everywhere you see, I want to make sure that it is as immersive as possible, and it is as if you are watching a movie. I think that's the most way of my movie TV influence on me. I guess secondly, it would be kind of my constant push on narrative. I think I give narrative a lot of leeway in a lot of my designs. I respect narrative in many ways because I want input from narrative to make sure that this is, hey, is this the type of story you want to tell? Is this the type of experience you want to have? Because all of that, like movie, TV, or games, all of that boils down to an experience your 2-hour experience, your 3-hour experience. So I find myself really, really leaning towards narrative in many ways, for better or for worse. And yeah, I just like, my goal is to thrive to get the best experience possible to any audience.
Nice. It is crazy how they're kind of all, everything's storytelling is all intermingled kind of thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Sick. And then our last question, sorry for holding you for so long, is if it's difficult to join local events, oh my goodness, for networking, living in a different country, are there any tips for networking outside of participating on events like this?
Well, I would say, like, you're doing great, like right now. You're joining an online platform, you're engaging with people who's in your community. You are absolutely, like, you're asking questions. I think if you don't have any local resources, then this is the best way to do it. And if you have access to a lot other platforms, I recommend, if you're still looking for going inside the industry, like AAA, AA industry, LinkedIn is definitely a good way to do it. And if you're looking for indie, definitely go to Blue Sky or X/Twitter. All of these platforms, or YouTube that we talked about. These are other platforms that you can communicate and get in contact with people in the industry. So yeah, no, just because you don't have any local resources doesn't stop you from accessing online resources. Like, this one is a really good one. So you should stick around and
We
hang out.
didn't pay her to say that. We don't have money.
No, absolutely.
But yeah, that's a great point. Like, honestly, Joe, like, you're doing a great job just putting yourself out there. There's going to be a lot of people in a very similar space who want to talk to you too, even when it's about the less serious stuff and it's just about a new game that's come out, or, you know, how things are going, truly.
And you have the resources or time, I don't know, go to GDC.
There you go. Yeah. If you have the resources, like, and can get out, like, definitely go to these events. They're super cool.
Yeah, go to events and go to, like, the big events like PAX, GDC, and these are all really, really good resources to get yourself out there. GDC is terrifying, though, by the way. As a job seeker, it is so scary.
Oh my God.
But it's worth it. It's don't go to GDC expecting a job. Just like a quick GDC rundown. If you're going to GDC or planning on going to GDC, don't go to GDC expecting a job. You're going to be so disappointed. But go to GDC to know people, to talk to people. I went to GDC. I messaged a person like 2 months before GDC. I'm like, exactly what I did. I always act on my own advice. I saw a person with a job I want. I'm like, yo, I see that you're going to GDC. I'm also going to GDC. Do you want to grab a coffee? And that person said yes. And it's incredible. Like, he is a super nice person. He looked at my portfolio. He gave me advice. I didn't end up working there, surprise, but I made a good friend, and I got really valuable advice on my portfolio. And we talked about being a system designer, what it's like being a system designer. It was a very good 1.5-hour talk. So yeah, go to GDC to meet people, to talk to people, to know people. It's in that regard, it's definitely worth it. And no one I know who went to GDC left with a job. So
yeah, I mean, it's going to be more authentic anyways if you go in kind of with that expectation that it's not necessarily going to happen.
Absolutely.
Like, just in business events in general. Like, yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely a great way. Again, networking is such a powerhouse for this industry too. Like, meet people. Sometimes it's just they know somebody. Sometimes it's eventually they're in a role and can help you out. And sometimes you're just making a good friend, truly.
Yes, exactly. it's a very vibe-based thing in the industry.
Yeah.
If you are equally qualified, if you have two candidates that the recruiter is considering, and you both are equally qualified, they're definitely going to go with someone they vibe with more. So it's a very
True.
like vibe-based decision, and you want to make sure that you get your vibe out there that people like.
True. Get your vibe out there.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god, I didn't know you guys met each other.
That was so nice. Oh man, that
That's so
like
cool.
PAX West Hall was so packed. It was so many people, but I'm so glad I found Stacy. I was kind of nervous I couldn't find them because there's too many people.
Oh, I heard it was crazy this year.
It was nuts. It was nuts. It was so fun.
Damn. Hell yeah. Yeah, so there you go, guys. Go to PAX as well, if you can, of course.
Yeah,
Go
PAX
to
is
other events. Say
there's
hi to
like PAX
Emily.
West, there's PAX East, there's PAX Australia,
Yeah, it's kind of everywhere, yeah.
PAX something something. I think they're bringing back PAX South, which is PAX
Really? Good for them.
Texas.
PAX Texas, let's go.
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you see any of us, say hi there, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I think that's it for the questions, and we are a bit over time, so I'm going to wrap it up quickly. But to everybody who came out, thank you so much for joining us for this last bit. And Emily, thank you so much for answering all of our questions for like an hour and a half.
For
We really
having me.
appreciate
It's really
it.
fun.
Yeah, you were an absolute delight to chat with, and it was really cool to kind of
So
see how
are
your
you.
brain works. Thanks. We learned about the giant horse and what it's like to be a systems designer. So really, two
really important things in life.
Yeah, two equally important things, I'd
Absolutely. I would say so too.
All right. Well, I hope you have a lovely weekend. I hope it gets a little bit cooler in Texas and is less sticky and gross.
Me too. Happy Thanksgiving, I guess.
Yeah. To all my Canadian folks, happy Thanksgiving. To everyone else, happy weekend. And I'm sure you'll see us around on LinkedIn and otherwise.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks
Take
for
care.
having
Thank you
me.
again, Stacy, for holding everything afloat. Appreciate
it. Bearing of me, old folks.
Thank you, Stacy, for neither of us knowing how to use our camera. All right, take care, everyone. See ya.